Hi, mine is not so much a question. I just wanted to say that I was born here in Denby, well, Riverside, but my father was literally born on the banks of the Warwick River, and that the river was a huge part of the Mennonite community that I grew up in. And as time has gone by, I've noticed not only my brothers and sisters, my cousins, and other people in my church, moved somewhere else because, this place was not viable for nature and farming and all those things, which is okay. I mean, progress happens. But when we think that people have to move out of Newport News to find a nice place with ambiance and nature, and they have to go to, York County, or they have to go to Gloucester or somewhere else.
We're going to start getting offended if somebody doesn't acknowledge Newport News Park.
Well, yeah.
I'm not good, let's put a plug in for Newport News Park.
Newport News Park is wonderful. Yeah,
it really is, and Parks and Rec does an excellent job, and they have wonderful attendance at that.
But we want to be able to see the change.
But I wanted to finish just saying that I feel like Newport News is surrounded by water, and the shipyard has taken all that so that our city of Newport News couldn't develop in that same way of having water access and restaurants on the river and all these things. And then to see that the area here does have a wonderful waterfront. I know I take my grandchildren to that little boardwalk down there, but nobody can really find it. People don't know it's there. I mean, they can. I do. But, we need more than that little boardwalk down there.
Yeah.
And that's just how I feel.
And if I may respond to that, and that kind of goes a little bit to the process and what we've been trying to convey. If we said again tomorrow it was going to be a park, and all the things that were in the plan about access to the water and things like that, Parks and Rec can tell you it's not an easily done thing. There's erosion, there's all kinds of other things. As part of any plan, we need to know what you need to do to be able to get public access. It's easy to say it's a park and you have public access, but if you don't have access to the water because you cannot get there because of, for whatever reason, the shoreline's eroding or it's not safe, those are all the kinds of things that will be looked at as we look through this and go through this.
I think we all love Newport News Park and would see that as a wonderful model for what could be at Riverview Farm Park. We could have an equally wonderful river access park there in our river city, which the people can't really get to. Let's see who's next. Who is next?
Ms. Rohlf, thank you for being here, and your colleague and Dr. Woodbury. I'm just going to get right to the point in typical fashion and just talk about the presumed, at least on my part, elephant in the room. Is City Council going to pay more attention and listen to we the taxpayers, or is City Council going to listen to and pay more attention to the developers who contribute to the campaigns? Thank you.
I can answer that. I'm going to listen to you, all of you. But the point is, elections are next year. And before you vote for anybody, you better know how they're going to vote on this issue.
Right.
That's all I'm telling you.
And they won't say, that's the bad part.
Well, then that's a no.
I know, thank you.
Can I chip in here, ma'am? I'm delighted to see you here tonight. I think once you have visited the park, what happened in the past was City Council appointed a task force to develop the park. And there were several of us here tonight who were members of that task force. And we worked and we developed the park, which everybody knows now, for a period of about 10 years until the mayor fired us for not doing what he wanted us to do. So that would be one option. I mean, you could, tomorrow, you could declare the park and then hand it over to a citizen task force who could do what your process, which is what you want.
Well, and that's, again, that will be part of the discussion that we will have when we come in and look who the stakeholders are, who needs to be a part. Is it a task force? Because obviously you can't have, when you're actually getting down and trying to get to the end and get to the end of this process, it's just, you can't have hundreds of people trying to get that kind of consensus. You can't have people speaking on behalf of other people obviously. But to get something done, you need a smaller group.
Well, that's why we
That
had
may be a
to
part of the recommendation, that it's a task force as a part of it. It may be 10 public charrettes. It could be all where it's just an opportunity, just like that, and they throw up and ask you for your ideas. What would you like to see? Would you like to see a venue for weddings on the water? Would you like to see, so I think in one of the plans, there was an aquatics center or something like
I hope so.
that. What do you want to see? And they throw it open and they get your ideas, and then it's incumbent on them to take all that information and put some sense to it and come back to the group and say, this is what we heard. Did we hear correctly? These are the kinds of things that you want.
At the point of being rather bumptious, I think a task force created by the city council is a very good way of buffering any problems that you might have now, in terms of anybody getting very individualized. The tennis house, we had the park, the wellness of the park as our basic criterion, and that's why we were there, we loved it. And that's why it is what it is now. And as was said, 750,000 people coming every year. And that's an incredible number of people. So I don't think that even if you lose anything else, you've made it a gain.
Thank you. I said I appreciate it. As we go through this project, the planning department is leading this effort, as city council requested. The planning department lead this effort.
Once again, what we object to is city council not immediately saying this will be a park for the people. And then we can do whatever process is necessary to make it a park.
I understand. I got that message a couple months ago. And I don't have to be city manager.
Has it ever been voted on?
Well,
Why is it not voted on? Why?
You mean making it a part?
That would give the people some sort of voice, of relief of.
and we will continue to be
You're
in
not
the,
gonna really believe it's gonna happen until you see it happen.
We will
I'm
continue
sorry you
to-
feel that way. I recognize it. All I can do is, I'm telling you, as I'm standing here tonight, I am committed to have this the most open, engaged process that we possibly can, and to help council navigate through it.
but city council and you will see a lot of us until we see that commitment that it's going to be a park.
I think they welcome it. I don't,
And our young people have been wonderful. They have written letters. And where's Rena, who's come down every time and read the letters from the young folks. And then some of the young folks actually came last time. But you've got to be persistent. You got to keep it up. And those of you who haven't been down, take your turn. I'm telling you, it is very important that you be heard over a microphone on this tape. And I just want to, I will say one more thing, and then I have to leave because I have a deadline. I went to Pittsburgh to the National League of Cities and took a tour of their park system. They have 150 parks in Pittsburgh. 5 of them are conservancy parks. They are, everything is run by, environmentally best, the heating, the air conditioning, everything. They have classes. They have a park downtown and around, bigger than this room. And there are curtains that they can have weddings, that they can have receptions, right downtown Pittsburgh. They're beautiful, and the people use them, and they're revenue producing. They do produce revenue. Real estate is not the only source of revenue. And so there are lots, the aquatics center that John is talking about. My granddaughter taught paddleboarding and kayaking this summer down at Hatteras. Made good money, and people came in droves to, have their kids experience this. So there are a lot of revenue producing activities. One of the young men at one of these meetings said, why don't we have a, cross country?
a grass track?
A cross country, where people from all across the country can come and compete. That makes money. That has people in our hotels and in our restaurants. So I'm very hopeful that council will listen and will listen to the people whose property it is. Thank you.
Thank you.